Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I felt like getting out of the house a little bit. Just had a nice meal. And, trying to get my mind around where I want to go. To be honest with you, I don't know which direction I want to walk. I could go to the famous market and grab some more rice and some more bread, but I also could afford not to be honest with you. I got enough rice to hold me down for a couple days. I got enough bread to hold me down for a couple days, so don't really need that bad. Don't need lettuce or nothing like that as well, plenty. So, just wanted to get out the house, man. I've been in that unit for almost 2 days now, because yesterday I decided to stay home and work on the music and the rest. And then this morning, because I had done that, I had ended up waking up at like 3 in the morning. So body clocks, I think, is a little thrown off, but not too much. I slept till about noon, and of course got up and did that NBA video that you guys saw. Go check that out if you haven't. And yeah, man, just very thankful that the GR finally came through. I haven't done all the homework on what I need to do and to get a new place or nothing like that today. As soon as I saw that had been done, I did all my videos, my Laker video, did that therapy session as well, and I went back to sleep, of course, to reset that body clock where it needed to be. So, but I did want some air, man. I felt like getting out of that house for sure. So here I am, walking. Very thankful that it finally came through, man. Very thankful. But I tell you the truth, I've had a sadness over me for a couple of hours, and I don't know what that is about. I don't honestly know. Maybe it's the case situation. Just the overall thing. But I meditated on that, and the Lord told me to relax, kind of put my hands behind my head in meditation. Essentially, that usually means that the Lord got it under control, and it really is very, very little for me to worry about in regards to that. I've learned to trust those energies with the Lord kind of compelling me to feel certain things. If everything is okay, it's like this. If he wants me not to worry about something, I put my hand behind my legs. If he wants me to be at ease about something, put my hands behind my back. It's a lot of stuff like that just comes to me naturally, and I've learned to just trust it over time. When usually I feel that, or every time I feel that, it usually does settle into that type of energy. For whatever it is, there's usually nothing to worry about, so you just like I always tell you guys, you meditate enough, you have your own relationship with the Most High that is unique to yourself, and this is mine. I just happen to share it with you, but he compels me to understand if I need to be concerned about certain things. And as it pertains to Karen, he's telling me not to. If anything, lay back like you're on vacation and relax and watch him work. So that's what it is, man. I'm not sure that's what the sadness is about. I don't know what it is that's going on inside of me, but I know I wanted to get out the house and talk it out if there's anything. I don't know why I'm compelled to walk toward Target. I definitely don't need anything over there at all. But maybe I'll go walk in that park or something. I don't know. But I'm just gonna walk. I don't really care where I go, actually. Just that I get out the house. I'm always gonna be able to purchase things in this area if I'm close by, which at least for the next week and a half, I pretty much am certain I'll be here. But nevertheless, yeah, man, I want to figure that out. What the heck is that? And a lot of times in the past, in feeling that way, it would usually be something that I didn't know about, that kind of thing. So I'm just wondering if we got some of that going on. But I'm just very thankful, man. It's almost like it's like an end to something. That's what it feels like. And obviously when you get your GR, you've been waiting so long for it to show up. You've been waiting so long for everything that you've been kind of stressing over to kind of settle into what it's going to be. And I think it finally has, I think it finally has settled into like, okay, now it's time for a new beginning. Now I was trying to figure out where I'm going to be in life. You got your financial help. You got the ability to get your apartment. And this has been a real hard time, on this side of town, North Hollywood. It's been hard, trying to work on my mental health, working on managing everything that I have going on with my friend Kay. Of course, that situation was really heavy on me a good set of times during this process. Other times it was like it was fine. It's just ups and downs, just like the Lord told me it would be in meditation before I got over here. It'd be a carousel. And as I mentioned this morning, I couldn't remember what the third thing the Lord told me. He said I would know what true love was. He'd give me a backbone. And the third thing was the ups and downs. And so that's what it is, dealing with ups and downs in my life and everything that comes with that. And as I go through these ups and downs, I just realized that this situation with Kay is the ups and downs. That's a portion of it has been her going through her ups and downs in regards to wanting to communicate with me, and how that kind of teethers my mood left or right. And when we're talking, I'm fine. When we're not, it's like, and I'm just kind of aware that that's just how it's been. That's how it's been since it's been on this side of town. And so this is one of the times where we're not communicating once again. And I guess I'm down, but it doesn't feel like that's what the problem is. I don't think I'm tapped in exactly to what I'm feeling, but I don't think that is what I'm feeling. I think it's probably something else. And so, but what I can say is the feeling that things are complete on this side of town, that we've reached some completion, is real. Like I finally met the end of this road, and now where we're headed, who knows? You know what I mean? I'm hopeful the next road isn't sad. That's what I'm thinking. Like, are you heading me down a very sad road? Like, what is going to be next? Because it's already been sad. But I'm not really sure. I just know how I'm going to handle it, and I know that I've been given the strength of this backbone. The ups and downs that have come with it have made me stronger, I believe, closer to God. And it's just a new vibe, I guess. It's a new vibe when you're not waiting on the same thing no more. Waiting on GR. That was a whole era for me, I guess you can say. Like, wanting so bad to not struggle. Getting that paperwork telling me that I'm not expected to work. A letter of employment excuse or whatever the heck they call that. That was big, because it's like you start thinking you're incompetent. I was listening to something that my friend Kay said. She said you made some lifestyle decisions that affected your lifestyle. I'm like, yeah, I did, but it was not like I was doing it from a place of normalcy. I don't think those decisions get made if my head was on straight. And it's almost like you look back on all the things that you've been through, and it's like, I think I've made some big breakthroughs on my mental health. Having to be forced to deal with some of the things that I've been forced to deal with here in North Hollywood. I would say that I'm much more stable now as it pertains to my decision making than I was back then. And I owe a lot of that to my sobriety, not smoking no marijuana, getting that out of my life, as Snoop Dogg did from what I just saw on IG. Snoop said he gave up smoke. And then just being forced to budget in such a tight way because the money wasn't there, and I needed to make sure all that money was going back to the apartment, or the hotel rather. So it just made me a significantly more responsible and mature individual at this point in my life. That was necessary. I'm very thankful for what this has done. That's what I was kind of praying about in the shower this morning. It's like, for all the different things that this has been, I think I've gained a lot more from it than it took from me, as far as being in this position, and as I continue to be in this position, but in a different way now that I had these two things get approved. It feels like I was given more than it took. It was hard, but it wasn't impossible, if that makes any sense. The Lord made it so that everything I was told to relax about, I could relax about. Everything He told me I had to be strong about, He made me strong to go through it. Everything that I needed to kind of rest in regards to, that I was stressing about, He handled all of those things. And every time I needed some money, my family sent it my way. I always had it when I needed it, even if I was waiting for the right time. It became the right time when the Lord compelled me to do something. So it's just a lot of stuff that allowed me the strength of faith. Being able to obviously to walk down the street and desire to again. Y'all know how hard that was for me, but near the tail end of my time in Inglewood, I was able to finally pick up and get out once I was forced to anyway. It became a situation where I desired to, and by the time I got on this side of town, I wanted to. So very thankful for that. Very thankful that I have this in mind instead of staying in the unit, which is a far cry from where I was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I wouldn't have wanted to leave that unit at all. I'd have been too scared to even jump in the U-Haul that brought me, that was able to get my stuff from out of that unit. And, all of the things that I brought with me. And all the different just steps that have been taken that you guys have seen on this channel that you can go back and look at right now because they're all there. Which is all of it. Everything that's happened over the last, 75 days or whatever it's been. It's been really helpful, man, to have gone through those things and see myself change for the better in those circumstances, wondering how I was going to eat well. When I first got over here, I was telling y'all how hard it is for people to eat well over here. And it is. You got to either go to Target or Famous Market. Those are the only places you can get fruit around here that I know of. And then you can, of course, go down Lancashire and they have grocery stores many, many, many blocks down. But, the point is, it's not the easiest road over here. It's not the easiest road for anybody. So, I think I'll come walk down this way for a change. But, I just really appreciate what North Hollywood has meant for for myself in regards to my mental health, in regards to my spiritual health, in regards to my maturity. It's just been helpful to have gone through everything that I've gone through these last couple of months. And even though I'm still in it and I don't quite have a date for this to end, I don't have an apartment, I don't quite have everything I need, what I do have is a path out of this situation for the first time since being in it. And though there's a lot of uncertainty ahead, so it's been a lot of uncertainty behind me in regards to how I've dealt with these last couple of months. So I feel like I should be more equipped to appreciate certainty and stability, for which I have once had but don't have anymore. And you just look at that and you just take it for what it's worth. You don't really give too much credence to what could otherwise go wrong from here. You just know how you're going to handle it. Same way I handled this, with my sobriety, my head on straight, prayer in my life, with my support system of my family and my friends, the ones who always there for me no matter what, and sometimes the ones who are there only for a time and then have to go away again, and how I have to be okay with that because I used to do that to people, and I still struggle with that to a degree, I guess, but don't want to, you know what I mean? I think that's what Karen has taught me, and I don't want to struggle with that. I don't want to struggle with my willingness to communicate with other people. When they need something from me, I want to be much more equipped mentally to be there for them rather than just be there for me. And I hope she's able to reach her goals in regards to whatever that would mean for her. I don't know that she has the same problem or not, but I know I had that problem, and that's what it feels like to be on the other end of it, where you may want to talk to people on your terms, but maybe not necessarily want to be there for them consistently, for reasons that don't have nothing to do with whether you care about them or not. And so I just think that that's part of my mental health struggle, and I'm just thankful that the Lord is getting me out of that, or has getting me to a point where I want to be out of that completely. And for all the different things that are going on in my life, I can honestly say I want to be better. Not just I hope to be better, but it's time to be better. it's time to look at myself and say, I don't want to put people through what it is that I've put them through, or what maybe others have put me through it as of late. I don't, man. I really, really don't. And in choosing the right people to be in my life so that I can have people that I want to do that for, that's important. That's important for everybody. For her as well. I saw something that said something along the lines of, it's not a whole lot worse than giving attention to the wrong people. And I don't know that I've done that. I don't think so. I think I've done a good job of choosing good people to give attention to. It's just how much. Enough, too much, too little. That's the problem for me. It's not necessarily how I choose my friends. It's just what I'm doing in regards to being their friend. And so that's what the hope is, man. You come to understand it, just like I said in the video last Sunday, it's about pointing at God. You point at the Most High, especially if you had that relationship. Find myself neglecting God because I'm thinking about her, thinking about me, thinking about stuff. Let's talk about how you can turn your head toward the Most High, and He can point you toward the right stuff, the right people, the best way to view yourself. And so that's what I'm coming to understand. It's like I got new practices in my life as it pertains to how to cope, how to turn toward Christ, how to be more proactive in my life, how to ask for Him to change my mind so that I can do certain things that maybe I would otherwise tell myself cannot be done. And that's where I've really, really gained from being in North Hollywood. Here, I learned to ask the Lord to custom me for what is best, and to be thankful for Him instead of just being thankful for receiving things. Those are the two most important lessons I think I can think of right now that I've learned on this side of town. And I just want to carry them with me. I guess one thing I was worried about, if I was worried about anything, one thing I could say I was worried about was not being right for what's to come. As I find myself looking back very recently on being a certain way that I don't think works, to see new changes and implementing new things that I think do work, and hopefully seeing them play out the proper way over time, just like I saw how doing things the wrong way played out over time. That's what I'm hopeful to see. Nobody knows how much time they actually have, but that's the intention, is to just, okay, this is how I cope, and through prayer, this is how I apply faith through belief that the Lord can custom me for what's next. This is how I feel about love and choosing the right person, or letting that person be themselves in a different way than maybe I was open to. How does that play out over time? As I saw how the other stuff played out. I saw how being negative played out. I saw how being entitled played out. I saw how applying certain sacrifices to your life without actually putting God first to let Him share with you what it is best for you in those circumstances. I saw how all that played out. Didn't like it. Didn't like how that played out. Didn't work for me. I learned something better. And now I'm ready to tell y'all, I learned something better. Hopefully it works out in a way that allows me to see it in the way that the Lord wants me to see it from here on out. So that's really where I'm at with that. It's just about knowing differently than I did before. I know better now. And so you wonder if the Lord's done with you, that kind of thing. Like, was this the final chapter? Am I so sad because that's it? You don't know when the Lord wants to do what, but I just feel like I got a lot to offer the world, even from within this position of not having a whole lot. Now that I've learned these lessons, now that I got this channel, there is something to do if He sees fit. If He sees fit. And if He would be done with me, I'd be at peace with that. Because at the end of the day, I don't subscribe to what am I missing. It's just a question. What in the world am I stepping over? Looks like charcoal. I don't know what it is, but it's back there. But I mean, that's just what the mindset is. It's just hoping that you're making the right decisions, hoping that the Lord is pleased with what he had to do to get you to a place where you're pleased with yourself. I'm pleased, I'm pleased with myself. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with what he's doing in my life. Even though it doesn't feel all that great to go through these difficulties, I'm happy that I've learned these lessons in such a way. I'll turn this way, see what's down here. That has changed me for the better, I believe. And when I look upon my life going forward, I just have that intention of carrying what it is that I've done that I feel is going to work for the rest of my life, and not finding complacency in old ways. Old ways. That's what I don't want to do, is step back into my old immature ways that I held on to for so long that come naturally to me. Just like the analogy of changing your basketball shot. When things get rough, you don't want to go back to the way that you used to shoot. When the time is running out on the clock, you don't want to revert back to the shooting way that you had to change from because it didn't work. But it's what comes naturally. You've been shooting that way your whole life. This is the new way. So can I apply the new way to my new day? Going forward, when things start to feel whatever they feel, when things start to be whatever they're going to be, can I find myself as happy with myself later on as I find myself when I was going through these difficulties? So that's what I've been praying about. Like, please don't let me get comfortable. If for some reason I find a bag of money on the ground, that's enough to take care of my life. Please don't turn me back into the same guy I was before all this happened, that I was in Linux, basically, who was a person who believed in God but didn't know how to apply his faith properly, a person who understood that positivity worked but didn't really understand how to apply it properly, someone who understood that being grateful was the right way to go but could only be grateful when things were going in a certain way. Didn't have grateful energy. I wasn't grateful for much of anything except for when things were coming my way and I liked it. And it's just not, that ain't it. That's not what it actually is. What it really is being in a space of being grateful before anything happens, before God gets you the blessing, because God will bring you that blessing. And then when you're grateful for those blessings, hey buddy, hey, what's up, friend? Hey, it's cool. Come on. Little doggy here. Hey, what's up? Bye-bye, buddy. See, dog jumped on me like he knew me. But that's what it's about, It's the love that you put out and hopefully that you receive from not only human beings, but from animals too, But like I was saying, it's like, I want to be grateful, man. I want to apply the understanding of being grateful because there's a God first into my life. And then from there, let that exude better energy out of me and bring me what it is that ultimately Lord has meant for me, whether it be what I think he may have for me, what I want for myself, or something that I'm not even seeing coming that could be a lot better than what I had in mind. So being locked in was my biggest problem. Being locked into this is who I want to be around, this is what I'm going to do, that kind of stuff. This is what works, this is my only choice. Like, those were a lot of things that I was locked into. I'm not leaving the house. I'm not selling my shares. Whether I'm being treated right or not, I'm going to be caring for this person. That kind of thing is just, you get locked in and then you don't allow the Lord to do anything in your life that is outside of what it is you locked into. And that's what I was struggling with in Linux. I didn't really have that problem all my life. But when I lost my mom, I think I started really buying into that more and more. It took some bad habits that I was carrying from my old place over in Dunsmuir, of staying in the house and coping with making my self in isolation, that just had me develop that being locked in. But I would still leave the house like I am right now back then. But when I got to Linux, this is a bad neighborhood. I can't leave the room unless I have my car. I'm not catching the bus ever again because I have a car. Never going back to what I was, but I'm also not willing to do anything different to elevate. So it was just a lot of being locked in, man. And to be honest with you, never really served me at all, man. Being locked into stuff like that, it never served me. What did serve me was seeing how it played out, locking in with the Lord, and then allowing him to show me that being locked in ain't really it. It ain't really it at all. You can love God and still do things the wrong way. And that's what I was doing. I love God as much as any human being did. I can promise you that. During those difficulties, I would tell you that I loved God just as much as I do right now. I was praying just as harder. I was praying harder back then. You know, when I had the list and I was saying every name every day in the shower. I sit in the shower for 45 minutes just to say every name. Like, you could pray hard and you'll see those prayers be answered when it's time for you to learn hard lessons, which is what I think has come my way. But you still be doing things the wrong way until you learn them lessons. And those prayers will lead you to those lessons. I don't know that I would be doing as well right now if I didn't pray as much back then. But just the same, I was doing things such a wrong way that it just stands to reason why things fell apart in the way they did. You do things the wrong way and still love God. God is just going to pull you out of those things in a way that helps you learn those lessons. So that's what I'm grateful for. And get to a point where just like, it's nothing but gratitude now. Even through the sadness, I know how to deal with it differently. I was feeling all that sadness. I was telling God, I'm thankful that you exist. I'm welcoming you into my heart to change my day. I ask that you help me get through these next few hours, which is something I never thought to say back in the day. You know what I mean? The type of things. It's like, I ain't got to tackle those problems as much as I just got to tackle my feelings about those problems. The problems can work themselves out. But you just got to be willing to do your part in making sure that you don't make them worse by putting forth the effort necessary to be grateful first, and then from there to use that gratitude to improve upon your relationship with the Most High, who will then work out not only how you feel about those circumstances, but those circumstances themselves. And so that's what I've gathered. It's like, okay, it's a coping mechanism. Same stuff people are looking to find in therapy. The Lord has given me a gift of being able to find on my own. You know, it's not just about breathing techniques. It's about gratitude. You find yourself in the worst of circumstances. It's that gratitude is going to get you out of them. Worst of circumstances meaning how you perceive them, not necessarily what you're going through. Because a lot of people will be able to do what you're dealing with just fine, because they'll deal with them in such a way that works for them. Hopefully they'll have gratitude or whatever works. But the point is, it's not always about what's going on. It's about how you feel about it. And that's ultimately what it is. I might be in the space of homelessness right now, but I've had days where I wasn't homeless feeling a lot worse than this. A lot worse. It may be somebody who's rich as it gets, who may be having the worst day possible, and they may be handling it very poorly. Versus myself, who's walking down the street listening to birds sing in the sunlight. You know, it's not about what's happening. It's about how you're handling what's happening. And so that's what I try to help you guys see through my life, where I tried to handle things the right way but didn't always get it right. Try to handle things in a positive way but didn't quite know how to do so. Try to deal with the ebbs and flows of people and circumstances and my own decisions and how they affect people or what have you. You know, all throughout the course of these several years of doing this channel. We've talked about so much, and for me, I just wish I had my channel sooner. I wish that I had my channel back when I was working at Park Place. I wish I had my channel when my mother first got diagnosed with cancer, and you guys could have seen how I was coping through that. You know, I wish. But I didn't start that channel too many years later, and so it just was what it was. But it's been up through some tough times. It's been up through some very poignant moments. It's been up when I was out of it, not doing well, smoking weed, dealing with negativity in my life, dealing with messing around with the wrong energy. There were videos back then when I was not in doing things the right way at all. I tell you the very, very truth. Some of them days, I wasn't at my best. I just wasn't. And I was doing the videos anyway. And maybe I was talking about some real stuff, but I was doing things really wrong. And so God had to come through and teach me, by way of this circumstance, how hopefully to never ever walk back into those spaces again. Never. For as long as I live. To not quite do things the same way I did. And if he does that, if I do things the right way, and if that is what he has planned, there'll be better content ahead. And so I wonder what lessons he has for me now. I've reached this level. This is a nice level, 39 years of age. I got my requisite amount of wisdom and this and that, but what's next if there's something? And I always want to say if there's something, because at the end of the day, you just want to be grateful. You don't want to assume that the Lord's going to give you another 39. You don't know. You just got to keep on pushing forward in a way that lets him know that you appreciate that you've been given the 39 you've been given. Man, that's what I'm hopeful to do in my life from here on out. I don't have the same desires as it pertains to, oh, I got to get rich. I would like to have enough money to pay back all of my debts and pay back everybody who's giving me anything, and then from there maybe get myself a few things, buy myself some property, have a family that doesn't have to, worry. I heard a statement that made a lot of sense to me. It's like, isn't it nice to be able to pour into your child's dreams without having any financial limitations? I would love that. That's important. If I have kids, I would love that. But just the same, whatever the path is, I'm going to be thankful for it, because some people didn't get this far. I got friends, people that I've known, they ain't making no 39, man. They didn't get this far. It's some neighborhoods, it's a blessing to get to 21 as a black man. So whatever the Lord wants to do with me, you best believe I'm going to appreciate it. And whatever it is that I do next, if it's good or incorrect, you best believe I'm going to be looking toward him to fix whatever I do wrong. And so that's what the moral of what it is I'm trying to say, man. The sadness that I had, I don't know what it was, but when I look at myself and where I'm at right now, it's reflection. It's reflection on my life, reflection on what has happened here in North Hollywood, the letting go of certain things, being let go of by somebody I truly cared about the most, at least for a time, if not forever, and not knowing what that means, not knowing what that means for my life. One thing I don't like is incompletion and not really knowing what comes next, as it pertains to, various different things with people that I've loved and cared for. You love and care for me, cool, but if we left on bad terms, that's a problem, you know what I mean? That's a real problem. And so that's what I guess I can think about in regards to that particular person. It's like, we ain't on the greatest of terms because she's perceiving something that I did as op, basically. And so for me, it's like trusting the Lord. He told me to put my hands behind my head in regards to that. That's like beach chair relaxation type energy. And then what I ask the Lord is to help me understand how to do that. Because you're on the inside of me, Lord. So it's like, Lord, God knows what's in your heart and what's in your behavior and what you're struggling with. He knows how to help you through that. And he doesn't just bark orders at you and then expect for you to get it. That's not how that works. He can tell you that he wants you to relax, and then it may be upon you to from then ask him how best to do so. And that interaction, that banner can help him open up another world for you to go down in regards to that meditation. And so that's what it is I'm trying to express to all of you guys. Like, that's a new one for me. He tells me to relax, and I take it like somebody else has told me to relax. They might not necessarily be able to inspire that relaxation within me. All they can tell you is, relax, it's going to be fine. but can they go inside your heart and your mind and bring forth that relaxation? No. That comes from the Most High, who can do that. So that's what the new thing is now, like custom me, as I said earlier, custom me for the right mentality, custom me for the right feelings. You want me to relax, inspire that relaxation as I'm willing to try, because I have these things in my mind. I do have these feelings in my soul and heart. I want to win these battles. Show me exactly how best to do that. Put that forth in me so that when I do put my hands behind my head, I'm not just frustrated with what it is that I'm dealing with, but that I can trust that when you tell me to relax, you mean for me to do so, and you're going to intend to help me with that and make that so. So that's what it is. It's like, show me how to lean into you, Lord. I think that's the next level for me. Hopefully by 40, I will know exactly what to do in regards to manifesting that relaxation when he tells me to, or manifesting that strength, or believing him when he tells me it's going to be okay, so that I don't have to stress even a moment after he says so. That's the next level for me. And so, meditation, man, prayer, and a belief in something greater than yourself that can help you get there. That's what it's all about for me. And in doing so, I realize these are new things, as I was saying earlier, new things that I can apply over time that'll work for me. And then from there, let that attract what my life will be. Let that attract who comes to me. Let that bring forth all of the different things that'll be my reality. That's my attitude. Maybe you can put me back into a position to want to do art again, because I haven't been inspired to do that in a couple months. Sharing it, not a problem. Doing it, yeah, I haven't wanted to do it. And so it's like, get me back to a space where the stability of my life allows me time to do that. Or not, or whatever you want to do, God, to be open and not locked in. Maybe he has a new thing he wants me to learn. Just like art was new, maybe it's something else. Maybe it's cooking that I start getting into. Maybe it's more outdoor activities. I don't know, but what I don't want to do is be locked in. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, man, it's been a nice walk. Glad it's still warm. Glad it's still light. Glad I'm still in a space of peace. I'm welcoming God to come through and teach me how to do things the right way, and be thankful that he's done as much as he has in that regard, and not be locked in. Not be locked in, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what I gotta say. My name is BDF 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.